The National Commission for Civic Education has called for the citizens of this nation to continue to maintain peace, even with all the things that are happening in our um, political scene. Some of you might have seen or heard of the little um, incident that occurred in Parliament, and we are hoping that things will not get worse than that, and the NCCE has put out the need for us to ensure peace and understanding in all these processes, which we go on with our daily lives. Now, they have made the point that we have to understand that we can only be underpinned by a peaceful society. As a peaceful society, if we identify the areas that we have to work together on, we have to put aside things like religion, ethnicity, and cultural views, because those things make us, diverse. It doesn't keep us together. Those are the things that are supposed to actually draw us together, but because of personal preferences, there's division. So let's look at making the nation one that is not violent. The NCC spoke about violent extremism, particularly the chairperson of the NCC, Madam Josephine Nkrumah, such a beautiful lady. She made us aware that if we allow violent extremism, to become a normal thing in the nation, we will totally dismantle the peace that we require, to run the nation. According to her, to break down the pillars of our democracy, and all that we've built all these years would be put to waste. We have to be careful that we don't allow some of these things to be so normal that they start to influence our decisions and the ways we go about things. She has said how they've been working closely with the Ministry of National Security and other security agencies in the nation to make sure that all these violent things are controlled. She also made mention of the fact that they are supported by the European Union as well, to help keep violence under control in the nation. Violent extremism is always what is going to crystallize the neighboring countries. When they see what Ghanaians are doing, they would feel we are not making the right moves, and they might probably follow with some decisions that they are not supposed to take. Now, she made mention of some of the spots that make violent extremism sort of evident in Ghana, and there's a little infiltration in some of our public scenes. So she said there was a need to raise awareness and a consciousness of understanding the essence of building cohesiveness in the nation, so that the roles of citizens will not be disturbed by such acts of violence. She wants us to know that there's a need for us to work together to throw off the violent extremism that we are seeing in our nation. Now, one of the key findings in a survey in the year 2020 showed that there were many places where violent extremism was made normal. After they realized those things, the NCC, um, put a little sort of steady base to find a ways to um, catapult that, and as well as educate people on the need to be careful of how they go about their stuff. Some of the very known issues that have plagued the nation are the same issues that are, reoccurring again. And this is the time that we are trying to build a fertile ground for development and not a fertile ground for violence. So we must be careful of how we go about it. The chairperson of the NCCE made us see how sometimes people talk in ways that they are not supposed to speak, and by speaking that way they anger many, and then one thing leads to another. When you look also even in the areas of chieftaincy disputes, land disputes, ethnic disputes, and all of these things, sometimes the best way to go about it is to watch your mouth. It's as simple as that. Before one thing will lead to another, it will start with the speech that comes out of a person's mouth. So let's work on the ways we address people and we speak to certain people um, in the nation. You get it? If the youth are seeing some of the elders going about these things the wrong way, what do you think that will mean for the youth? The youth which have energy to do stuff. Mm. So let's just do our best to keep things under control. Sometimes this violent extremism, it can start from the home. It can start from what the youth are watching on TV, what they see the elders and those who are in power do. So when they see those type of things, they would be like, if these ones who are supposed to lead the way are going in ways where we all know it's not supposed to be so, then they can also go about things anyhow they want. So let's just be very careful about how we do things in the nation. Even with the religious environment, there are some ways people go about things that could be done better. So let's just be careful. When she spoke about this, she added the fact that every Ghanaian must take the issue seriously. According to her, as a commission, they think the only way some of these national security structures will be helped to play their part is if the individuals in the nation take them seriously. That way, it will be easy for them to work with such agencies to keep things under control, to prevent things like violence, terrorism, and the like from growing in the nation. It's important that Ghanaians understand that each one of us has a role to play in ensuring these collectives security issues that will sort of be radical to finding the right avenues for growing. For those of us who we can report anything that threatens our peace to the right authorities. Investigations will be done, and then from there they would know the right action to take, because we can't wait till when damage is done before we'll be like, oh, had we known, we could have done this differently. You get it? One other thing we should look at is that every person in Ghana is your family. It doesn't matter which ethnic background you come from or which religion you are in. As long as there's a person in Ghana, he is your family. The person in Ghana is more of your family than someone who is in Somalia, just mentioning a country. This is because we are one in a nation. There's a reason why we are a nation. We have certain things that bring us together. We have certain traits that link us as a people. So let's make sure that we don't do things that will trigger violence in the country. When sometimes we watch the things that happen in our political scenes and we find them exciting. Yes, some of them are funny and exciting to watch, but we have to make sure we set a thick line between exciting and then wrong. because there are some things that may look exciting but they are wrong and they could fuel a lot of trouble in the future. So I mean, we look at other nations, those who have not been able to keep violence under control, and let's see what it has done to them. Is it making them good or bad, and do we want to follow that line? So she has said the right agencies would be, in place to do that, as well as some courts of law to make sure things are working right. They are hoping to, partner with some systems in the government to operate in ways that would prevent all these problems from reoccurring. Another thing to notice, that sadly many people have lost their lives because of these types of violent extremism, which is very popular in some fields in Ghana. So it's very painful to see a life is lost because of something that is as trivial as politics, something that is little, something that is going to be of no benefit to that person, and yet the person's life is lost. You get it? In situations like this, we have to look at what are the real motives and intentions of all those people who are, behind these things. Also, those people who are supposed to represent the communities for the good works to be done, are they really doing it, or are they just in their positions to fight against each other? Let's be careful we don't put the wrong people in the places where they are not supposed to be. Otherwise, if we continue to compromise, we just might blame ourselves in the future for the way things will turn out. So she was hoping that things would be way better, when you look at some of the things that occurred recently in Parliament and the like. We don't want that to occur again, and we don't. Hey, they are human beings. To err is human. We should also remember that they also have um, issues on their own. They also have hearts which will not be able to take some issues easily. But then again, let's do our best to make sure those type of things don't happen. We are not blaming anybody, and we will not put point fingers at a person or a group of people for doing certain things in certain ways. The parliamentarians, they are going to do what they can to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever decisions will be reached will benefit them, because it's their place to be there. But then it shouldn't have to come to violence and all of that to get those things occurring. You see, sometimes the things that come up in parliament is not easy for those there. You get it. When you take a look at the budget that has been, and all the things, taxes and all these things that have been implemented for 2022, you understand why there's heat in some places. But then we can still go about it the right way. So that's what the NCCE is hoping on achieving. You get it. The various arms of government could play their part properly to make sure that some people are safe, and then some lines are not crossed. We all should be encouraged to share our views about issues, but to do it in a constructive way. You don't always have to be very destructive with the views that you share. You don't have to have to insult another person because of a view that you want to share. The thing of speaking against people in very demeaning manners should come to an end. Our constitution does not promote those types of behaviors. So that is what the NCCE and the chairperson is hoping to achieve with that. So they are calling for all citizens to be peaceful, not just for the parliamentarians, but for all of those who want to enjoy their stay in Ghana. Okay, so let us know your views about what you think about this, the NCC calling for citizens to be peaceful, and also what do you think about the issues that happen in Parliament. Let's just be constructive, and remember, you don't have to be insultive. Okay, so drop your comments in the section below, and do have yourself a very nice day.